Did you know that in The Last Jedi, before Kylo Ren kills Snoke, you can see the exact moment that he gets the idea of just how to do it? So obviously Kylo Ren killed Snoke by spinning the lightsaber next to him and then igniting it, but when Kylo's own saber is spinning on the floor in front of him, you can see the very moment that he gets the idea of how he's gonna kill Snoke. I just love when you can pick out like these tiny details in a movie or series. Here are 3 reasons why the original script for The Rise of Skywalker could have actually made one of the best ever Star Wars movies. First up, Rey's lightsaber. She uses the broken parts of the Skywalker saber, the Kyber crystal, and her staff to make herself a double-bladed lightsaber in this movie. Not only is a double-bladed saber like really cool, it just fits her character so much more given how many years that she was using a staff. Secondly, Mortis and other like mystical planets feature quite a lot in this movie, including one where Kylo Ren visits Palpatine's old master. Rey and Kylo also fight on one of these planets, and Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost show up to help Rey defeat Kylo, as we slowly learn throughout the movie that there is no room for redemption with him. And thirdly, Coruscant. It's one of my favourite planets and it features heavily in this script. We definitely haven't seen it enough since the prequels, and it would be a really nice way to like circle end the Skywalker saga, as it started with a movie with Coruscant featuring heavily and it will end with a movie with Coruscant featuring heavily. 7 times that Star Wars used concept art for one character to create a completely different character. So you can all probably guess who this actually turned out to be, but it was originally Darth Maul, and of course it is Mother Talzin. Next up we have this fellow right here in some kind of helmet. It was originally Boba Fett, and it ended up being Rako Hardeen, the bounty hunter that Obi-Wan disguised himself as in the Clone Wars. This right here is some Kylo Ren concept art, which ended up becoming the 5th brother. Then right here is Jabba the Hutt, who became As Morgan from Star Wars Rebels. This one was originally going to be General Grievous, but was instead used to create the Magma Guard. And this one was actually going to be Chewbacca, but it became Zeb from Star Wars Rebels, or pretty much the Lasat species in general. Then last up, this one was going to be Mace Windu, but was instead used for Rig Nima in the Clone Wars. So the first one is that in a couple scenes, not all of them, you can really tell that they don't film lightsabers the same way that they used to. They used to have like a man-made hilt and then a green stick coming out of it, and then obviously the actual blade itself is fully created from putting special effects on that green stick, like any green screen would be used. But now they use an actual lightsaber prop like I've got back there, which seems like a smart move, right? Except it's not. Well, it is a smart move, but I just think they executed it poorly. I think in a lot of scenes you really can tell that they are using a prop, and you shouldn't be able to tell that, in my opinion. In some scenes you can see like the physical edge of the plastic blade, which you couldn't beforehand, and I personally think it was better when you couldn't see the physical edge of the blade, because it's not supposed to have one. Here is the real reason why Darth Vader said
no disintegration
to Boba Fett. So after the Kenobi series, it became pretty clear that Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru could fend off a couple stormtroopers, so how did they end up like this when the Empire came after them? Well, Boba Fett is a bounty hunter well known for working with the Empire, and Darth Vader in particular, so he could have been sent to take out Owen and Beru and capture R2-D2, given how important the information that R2-D2 was carrying, as it was literally the Death Star plans that led to the rebellion blowing up the Death Star. And when Boba Fett got to the Lars homestead, clearly 2 disintegrations occurred. What if I told you that Luke Skywalker's plan in Return of the Jedi was always to unalive Jabba the Hutt? So I recently rewatched Return of the Jedi, and when Luke enters Jabba's palace, he tells Bib Fortuna that he will be rewarded for bringing Luke to Jabba the Hutt. And what happens after Jabba dies in Return of the Jedi? Well, Bib Fortuna gets the throne. But wait, there is more. When on the sail barge, Luke also says to Jabba that like not letting him escape and having to make him fight his way out will be the last mistake he ever makes. And obviously, you can't really make any mistakes if you're not alive. Of course, Luke isn't the one that killed Jabba himself, but as a very powerful Jedi, he likely saw the only way for them to come out alive is with Leia doing it, therefore he formed his plan to best allow that to happen. How many Jedi spoke to Rey in The Rise of Skywalker, and who actually were they? Let's go through them.
These are your final steps, Rey. Rise and take them.
Rey. Bring back the balance, Rey, as I did.
In the night, find the light, Rey.
Every Jedi who ever lived lives in you.
The Force surrounds you, Rey.
Let it guide you.
Feel the force flowing through you, Rey.
Let it lift you.
Rise, Rey.
We stand behind you, Rey.
In the heart of a Jedi lies her strength.
Rey, the Force will be with you. Always.
Here are all of the survivors of Order 66 as of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but the chances are this will apply to the Cassian Andor series too. Obi-Wan, Yoda, Ahsoka, Kanan Jarrus, Maul, because Order 66 also targeted him, Cal Kestis, Cira Junda, Taron Malicos, Grogu, Quinlan Vos, Luminara Unduli was captured rather than killed straight away, so technically she counts. Joe Castanu, Ferren Barr, who fun fact managed to use Order 66 to his advantage by turning stormtroopers / clone troopers on the Inquisitors hunting him. Kirak Infila, Nak Med, Gunji, as we see in the Bad Batch Season 2 trailer, every single Inquisitor pretty much, Nari from the Kenobi series, Oppo Rancis, Coleman Kaj, Kamoon Coley, Selrak Elus, Eithkoff, Uvel, Zubain Anakonori, Nudge, Musa Sul, Kandra, and hopefully Mace Windu.